Hello everybody, welcome back to the ZeroTakes channel. Hope everyone had a great Christmas. Today we are going to be talking about Stranger Things Season 5 Volume 2. Given just a small little review and answering one question, was this volume good? Now, we're going to get into it. I think that this volume overall was good. I'm not going to say great, I'm not going to say bad. This was good, a good installment of 3 episodes of television. That doesn't come without its problems or without its highs, but I really think that these 3 episodes were what I said, just good. Start with episode 5, Shock Jock. Now, there was a lot of theories. I mean, I had a theory video talking about these episodes. Not a lot hit. Feel bad about that one, but, still entertaining. Shock Jock had some good moments, had some really good moments. I really liked, Will going, I liked how they kind of revived the Demogorgon and Will gets his moment to kind of take over Vecna and control him. I thought all those scenes were really good. When you hear Will talking through Vecna to Max and Holly, that was all good. Holly and Max's journey, that was fun. But at the same time, some of the stuff in here, especially with like 11 and Hopper and 8, really dragged. Um, Again, you get the Steve and Dustin bickering from the first couple episodes that just drags as well. And that's kind of a main theme with these episodes, that they're all made so well and there's a lot of good that happens, but there's so much that drags at the same time. Not to say that I didn't enjoy it, which I really did, but I don't think it did a great job of, one, building off the hype that the first 4 episodes had. Like I was saying that season 5 could have rivaled season 1 for best season of this show, of Stranger Things. And after these, I don't think it's going to come close. I mean, there's always a chance with a 2-hour episode finale of the whole show to kind of bring it back, but I will say that these episodes didn't leave me all too confident, and these episodes didn't really, to like no pun intended, didn't really bridge the first volume well with what can come with a series finale. Like I felt like these episodes kind of just meandered and didn't set up a good finale for what can come. I think there's going to be a lot of unanswered questions, and if not unanswered questions, a lot of loose hanging plot threads that'll show up that are going to be really frustrating. And there's going to be a lot of characters who aren't going to do stuff. Uh, just to spoil here, I mean, no one died. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. No one died in any of these episodes. It's not a bad thing. Like, they can do the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 thing. Everyone's predicting deaths and no one dies. They can do that, and it wouldn't be a bad ending to the show. Like, everyone, I think, would get along with the fact that, hey, maybe these characters aren't going to die and it'll all be good in the end. That's a route they could take that I personally wouldn't hate. I don't really want to see any of our characters that we like die, but at the same time, they're getting into these situations where, hey, a lot of these people should not be surviving, and they keep kind of pulling the rug on these deaths, and it's kind of bringing down the overall like sense of just like urgency and the sense of danger that you feel from the show. Because I found myself watching these episodes finding these characters in danger and knowing that, hey, none of them are going to die. I only felt that Jonathan and Nancy could have died during their heart to heart unengagement or whatever they call it in the 6th episode. I felt like that was the perfect opportunity to maybe kill off some characters, and they still didn't pull the trigger. So I kind of am theorizing that, hey, maybe none of these characters are going to die. It won't be bad, it just makes the writing so much harder when you have to make a satisfying resolution where no one dies you have to work so much harder and make an even better script to kind of relay information or relay emotion to the story and to characters without them having sacrifices or having, meaningful deaths in the show. That's just like a little ramble, but kind of how this season has me feeling. Like, not that they fumbled, but just that they could have done more impactful things in these episodes, and especially going into point two, following the hype. They did not do, I think, a great job of following the hype of season or volume one of season five, as well as kind of living up to the hype that the show has been garnering off screen with interviews. Like, you have the cast giving one word interviews saying how electrifying and stuff these episodes are going to be. Now, I know that could have been a pun, but these episodes are getting so hyped from the cast, getting so hyped from the fans, for sure. That's a big part of it, hyping up all these. And then from the creators themselves saying how these episodes are so transformative and so important. And I just don't really see it. That's more on a character level, because you do get some pretty good lore drops for world building in this that I'll get into later that do live up to the hype. But character wise, story wise, emotions wise, I feel like it was a little bit of a letdown. If we move along, kind of just talk about different parts of different episodes randomly here, just kind of express my thoughts. The second episode, great stuff with Max and Holly. I think that's been pretty much the most consistent part of the show, I'd say, so far. Max and Holly have been great pretty much every time they're on screen. Getting into both 6 and 7 episodes. The kids are quite annoying. The other kids of their age that have been taken by Mr. Whatsit, quite annoying. Like, they're sitting around chanting at Holly. Like, I don't know. It's just kind of a cringe hard watch at sometimes. I get why Derek doesn't like step in because he sees or he gets threatened that his family will die, and that's all fair, but it's just kind of off-putting and not in a good way. Talk more about Will. The big thing with Will obviously comes at the end of episode 7. I want to talk a little more about stuff that's going on with him before. Like I said, his stuff with the Demogorgons and being possessed, that's all good. That's been good this whole season. That's also one of the best parts that have been in the whole show this whole season. It's getting a lot of hate, the end of episode 7, and it's understandable, but a lot of people aren't really getting the point or refusing to acknowledge the point, which is a little frustrating. He has to do what he does. He has to come out to everyone so he can have no secrets, have no fears, have no worries when he goes to fight Vecna or whatever will eventually happen in the finale. He needs to not have those weaknesses and not hold back anything. He can't be vulnerable in that moment. And I'm all for that. And I thought that was a really good scene until it went on for what felt like 20 minutes. Like, I understand the importance, and I really like how it was shown, and I really like, as you can see on the screen, like the camaraderie and the love they share for Will and all the other characters combined together. But it really dragged, and I felt like all three of these episodes in this season just really kind of dragged. You don't get a lot to do with Mike. You don't get a lot to do with Dustin, even though he's in the Upside Down. He gets one, obviously, I'll get to it later, but he gets one piece character-wise with Steve, and he gets one piece of screen time, I guess, figuring things out about the world and about the Upside Down, which is great. But other than that, everyone that's in the Upside Down, meaning like Dustin, Steve, Jonathan, Nancy, they make their discovery, and they don't do much else. It's like they are here for this one purpose and they can't do anything else. And it's just kind of frustrating. It feels like most of the characters are doing that this season. If we talk about Lucas for a second, he gets some great stuff with Max and Robin at the hospital. That was all fun. I think that's my favorite episode of these three, episode 6, because you get that great stuff with Max. You get a fun sequence in the hospital. Karen comes and saves the day, which was I was a little iffy on because, like, how does she really know? But we can look past that because there's a great character, or great character moments from Lucas and Max, and kind of roping everyone in and having a big celebration at the end. But throughout these episodes, I just feel like it really dragged. I kept waiting and waiting for these big things to happen, for this season to follow the hype, and it just really hasn't. I still think it's good. I know I'm talking very negative right now. Everything that is done good in the show is done great, but I think with how much it's dragged, how much it kind of lingers and goes on, and people do nothing, and it just brings it down. All the stuff with 11 and 8 and Hopper is honestly super frustrating. 8's just an insufferable character. I get her not wanting these programs to go on because they find that they're trying to restart the program again. But you're just not helping by saying, hey, by talking to 11, hey, we can't survive this. We have to end this, and it has to end with us, and we have to go and die for this to work. You're not helping anyone. You're not helping the group. You're not helping 11. You're not helping yourself by saying that to her in any of these moments. She's just getting in her head. Very frustrating. Hopper, Joyce don't have much to do, per usual, this season. Just a lot of characters not doing a lot. Now, I do want to talk about my favorite part, which is everything that's going on with the Upside Down and it actually being a wormhole. Now, I don't know if we'll get into time travel like a lot of theories have said, but just the fact that the Upside Down is a wormhole, the walls being the outside of the wormhole, they get burst due to Jonathan and Nancy shooting it. Thought all that was really interesting. And I do like their plan. The scene where everyone's figuring out is, again, drags and is kind of annoying. It's funny that Steve figures it out, whatever. But God, they had that awful joke with Robin in there. And then Steve figures it out. It is what it is. But I really like that it's a wormhole. I really like how it connects the two, and I like how they're finally explaining, like, hey, this is kind of what Vecna's trying to do. He's trying to merge these. He's trying to, like, we understand his goal or his purpose, at least at this point, which is helpful. I thought there would be a lot more revealed. I know a 2-hour finale is a lot of time, but these 3 episodes were all an hour plus, and it felt like nothing happened in them relatively. So it's very discouraging thinking that they have to add all this lore and all these resolutions and obviously add action and character moments into 2 hours when they've struggled to do it over the past 3.5 hours on the screen in these episodes. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing it. I'm definitely worried, but I'm gonna trust the people at Netflix and at Stranger Things to kind of pull through, make this good, and make the finale very memorable. I don't think it's going to top season 1 after what we've watched, but I do think overall it has been good, not great, not bad, just good. Going back, thinking of things I missed, I mean, Steve and Dustin do eventually reconcile, which is great. Love to see that. Their bickering went on way too long, and I'm just glad it ended, and I'm glad they're back to where they should be. Um, Nancy and Jonathan with the unproposal, I thought that was a great scene. Um, Left a little to consider, but great scene. I'm glad she's not really with Steve and not really with Dustin, or sorry, not really with Jonathan. And she's just kind of doing her own thing. That's all great. Really sad scene. Like I said, they probably should have killed them there, but I understand. Those are fan favorite characters. You don't really want to see it. Um, what else? Obviously, there's not going to be Byler with Will's confession at the end, or his coming out at the end. Sorry to all of you that support. Yeah, I think that pretty much summarizes what we've seen. Good, not bad, not great, just good. Anyways, I'm definitely looking forward to this last episode in a week. Probably make another video on that. If there's anything you guys want to see me talk about or anything I missed, please drop it in the comments. Feel free to like and subscribe. I'll be doing this a lot longer. I'll probably start talking about some Doomsday stuff here soon, Avengers, a lot of other stuff that I'm interested in, doing a couple movie reviews soon. And yeah, thanks for watching.